and welcome back to a brand new episode of Attack on Show. I'm your host, Rob E. Got a very special guest in studio, Mr. Chris Newman, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you came to Attack on Show.
Glad to be here, man.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we're back with this week's Be Kind Rewind, and we're going to dive into Cameron Crowe's Vanilla Sky. Although, I don't know if we can call this Cameron Crowe's. He did direct it, but it's not an original Cameron Crowe.
There are original aspects. There are the Cameron Crowe stamps on it.
Oh, of course, music.
That differ from...
Open Your Eyes.
The scene... Oh, we'll get into it.
Yeah. The film, if you haven't seen it by now, starring Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, and Cameron Diaz. And then also, my name is Earl. Jason Lee. Fan. And honestly, that is a great... Jason Lee... We'll start into it. I thought did amazing. A different character for him, somewhat. I felt like kind of similar to some of his Mars, but like I still felt like a different side of him came out in this role.
More vulnerable, more.
I always feel like it's tricky to bounce off Tom Cruise, and I thought he did an amazing job.
He did well.
I'll just continue like you're both actually listening.
Bouncing off Tom Cruise.
You could tell they were having a good time.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Like they seemed true friends.
Yeah.
It was great chemistry between the two, and I loved it.
Do you have another room to put it in?
Danielle, I have ceased to exist.
The movie stands out for me because I am a big Tom Cruise fan, and I felt I liked his character in this role so much because he doesn't get to use his looks.
Dude, fix your fucking face.
I do think Vanilla Sky is probably some of the best acting that I've seen out of Tom Cruise when you round up his films and for what the character goes through. I was really impressed with the acting style of it.
Yeah.
It was dark. Like I said, he gets away from his looks. You feel sorry for him.
Give me a Budweiser and a shot of tequila. What kind of tequila? What did you say to me?
I mean, he really plays a sympathy role well in this film, and that was one of the big standout points to me watching the movie. How about you? What really stood out to you in this film?
It's just so trippy. That idea of, when does a dream become a nightmare? And just today, I was scrolling through Twitter or something like that, and I'm like, I've seen these before. And if I scroll down further, there's going to be this one. And it's like, have I dreamed this? Have I lived it?
No, your phone's just always listening to you.
Maybe it's totally unrelated. But no, just that really stood out. Was
it is a mind. It does screw with your mind.
You don't know what's real, what's not, what's current, what's a flashback, you don't know kind of where you are. And at a certain point, I was just listening to the soundtrack and one of the songs, the Todd Rundgren.
Is that just the instrumental at the end?
Oh
yeah, okay. I don't
it's that point, then everything just kind of goes on a roller coaster. It's totally off the rails at that point, where the dream becomes a nightmare. You don't know where you are, what side is up. Kind
of a plot point. We'll backtrack a little because we might be confused as people. Is that, Vanilla Sky? It's a remake of a foreign film, Open Your Eyes, which is interesting enough. Penelope Cruz plays the same character in Open Your Eyes and comes over and plays in Vanilla Sky. Yeah, open your eyes.
Open your eyes. Open your...
That alarm would never wake me up. If you want Penelope Cruz whispering in my ear, open your eyes, I'm not going to open. I'm going to
scream it.
Yeah, I'm going to be sleeping through it. But the film, it's Tom Cruise. The only unoriginal aspect of this movie is he's rich, inherited from his father's fame and fortune of what he built, which seems like every Tom Cruise movie he's following in father's footsteps. So he runs like a Rolling Stone magazine. He's this rich billionaire, and nobody can ever say no to. He throws a house party and runs into Penelope Cruz, who they spend the night together, and not the way you think. Like they actually just enjoy each other's company for a night. He leaves her apartment in the morning. Cameron Diaz is outside waiting, who's kind of a girl that, they kind of have a thing, but not really. She's jealous about it and throws him into a car accident. Like, she gets him in the car and she just jumps off the bridge. he awakes and his face is brutally trashed, and he's got to wear this face mask, and his whole life is just upended from that point on. I don't really want to give too many spoilers away about this whole dream sequence thing, but there is a huge twist in this that he's looking into cryo freezing because he doesn't want to feel the pain anymore. And then the movie just really starts to mind you from this point on, where things start happening that you don't quite understand. And I think that's where I beep it.
Oh,
That's the joy of editing.
yeah.
All right, it's just making a point. Let's not exploit it. But I think that's kind of where fans lost touch of this movie. Is I do think it was almost a little too confusing for a lot of people to understand, because they did wait till the very end, and then it was like, bam, we're going to hit you with everything and hope you catch this all. It was really hard for people to understand what they really just watched. It took me, I would say, 2 to 3 views to really encapsulate, capture where the dream was, because I thought I kind of had it figured, and then you'd watch it again and say, oh, wait, actually, I think this is really where it started.
Explain where the reality stopped.
Yes.
Where he signed his life away, and from that point on, he was in this dream.
But I was always kind of confused as to where that dream started, and I think it's still I think people will still debate where the dream starts. Like, to me, it's in the valley and the alley when he's following them.
When he woke up,
and he falls down, and from there. But to me, I think some people kind of take it back further and like, oh, was the accident?
But then they showed that he got home, and I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, because there's that whole other thing what he did after that's erased, and I think that confused a lot of people. Of like, well,
but see, we're what, a couple years removed from The Matrix, and movies like that. What was the one with Jennifer Lopez?
The Cell.
The Cell.
Yeah.
Things are very trippy, and you don't know what is going on. So, the fact that people couldn't understand it, I mean, I guess, but
I just think that's where it kind of lost people. But again, to me, this is my all-time favorite love story. Like, all films out there, I think this is the most romantic love story made. Something about the idea that this guy who has everything can have any girl that he wants, that's what they hype him up, meets somebody who just truly inspired him and captured him emotionally, and all they did was talk for the night. And
he was going through the motions. He was just going through the motions of his life, and he was coming and going, and parties here, and women here, and that.
And she challenged him.
She challenged him.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't care about your looks, and I don't care about this. Like, who are you at the heart, at the soul, and from then on, he even said, like,
Well, you think of what happens, and he builds a fantasy around being with her. Like, he doesn't build a fantasy about having more money or more girl. Like, when you find out it's all a dream, he put everything around this girl that he spent one night with, that he just fell so deep in love. And to me, I feel like that is like true love. Like, when you meet somebody, you know it, and like that movie captured that feeling to me. I would say
it captures that, but it's also that unrequited thing, or maybe not unrequited, but it's like you got that one night, but that's all you got. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it. Think of all the walks you could have taken, all the talks, all the moments that.
And that one scene where they're walking, and all of a sudden she's not, like, it starts painting back in the music.
In the park.
Yes.
If I could only avoid sleep.
God, there's so many amazing shots like that in this movie.
The moments where he turns to the camera.
And he just realizes.
And now we're in it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you just see his heart sink.
Now we're in it. Yeah, it's like he catches your eye. And now you know what I'm going through, kind of thing. It's just, it's so trippy. And the music,
I was just gonna say, Cameron Crowe's touch on film music. He's so amazing. And then you got Nancy Wilson, who did a lot of the scoring for it at the time. Unfortunately, not anymore.
Yes.
But from Heart fame, Nancy Wilson, score. Who I love the guitar riff that she comes up with. It just the slow guitar. Like it truly carries the movie. It's one of those. There's a few songs. The song at the end where I think they just repeat the same line over and over, but the way it's played is just like, it's heart wrenching. It just pulls on you, and it's like, man, this is so sad. What's happening right now?
Yeah, Cameron Crowe, his music, just talking about his music selection, is so deep and vast. I equate it to almost a Scorsese.
Yeah. Yes.
Where
I agree.
Scorsese, though, he's like, okay, I've got
Tarantino,
my
yeah.
tapes, you know, and what year are we in?
Tapes.
1952. No, he has
Yeah.
cassette tapes. He has volumes of cassette tapes.
Man.
He's like, okay, it's 1957, and let me go to my 1957 tape collection
Wow.
and pull up maybe he's converted by now, but like
To
Cameron
CDs.
Crowe is kind of like that.
Oh, every movie, Jerry Maguire, everything he does is just based on music and
Almost
carries
Famous,
it.
The Cat Stevens.
Almost Famous.
The Wind, where Penny's dancing in the gymnasium.
Yes.
Like, oh my, that gets me like every time that's
Yes.
it's
yes.
just incredible.
But yes, definitely the music carries that film. I think really helps to the emotion, which it always does. And it's not just using any music. You got to find the right music to pull at the right strings. And Cameron Crowe is very talented at doing that. And this movie does show that all off. So,
And it's so eclectic.
yes.
You have REM
All
and
over, yeah.
African Bambaataa. Like the Monkees was the porpoise or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not, I saw her face, I'm a believer.
No, he finds the
No,
random.
it's like
yeah.
the total B-side way down the thing.
It's like the Neil Young of Almost Famous, where he found the
Yes.
one live recording that he did, and they had to clean up the audio to make it work in the movie.
That's
Yes,
what I
he's
love
just
about
so good
music,
at
man,
finding
like-
that song.
Yeah.
One other notable mention I do want to make: Kurt Russell does an amazing job playing a father figure in this film. Where Kurt Russell's amazing in everything, but you really buy into his character as well, and
He's
feel
got two
for
daughters.
him. He's got two daughters. Yeah. At
I'm
the end,
real.
I gotta say, for as sad as the ending
real.
is. Yeah, I'm real. Yes, tell me I'm real. I felt awful for him. Like as
Yeah.
a side character in that rooftop scene, I felt terrible for Kurt Russell. Like, oh my gosh, I want him to be real.
Realizing
Yeah,
he's not.
felt terrible for him.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you've not seen Vanilla Sky by now, my vote is to watch. Chris, what's your vote on this
My
film?
vote, thumbs up,
Yes.
all the way.
Definitely watch the movie. Leave comments below. Let us know if you liked
Absolutely.
it, if you didn't like it. Tell us what we got wrong on this. So make sure you follow Chris on all social media because he's got a lot of future projects coming out and you're going to want to stick around and see them. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, I'm Robbie and
I'm Chris Newman.
this is
Attack on Show!